So there's one dimension, and then I'll click on continue, and I'll click on this dimension here. So I realize that my dimensions here are in paper space and not white model space. And I know that by what I can do is I can do a quick little test, and I'll just do like a zoom window. And if those objects are being selected, those dimensions are being selected, as you can see they are, those dimensions are in paper space and not model space. So how do I get them into model space? Do I erase them and redraw them? You don't have to. So I'm going to select them all of those dimensions. And then I'll go over to my Home tab. And in the Modify palette here, I'm just going to click on this little Modify button right down here. And the second button right here it's called Change Space. And what it does is it changes those dimensions and pushes them down into model space. Watch, I'm going to click on it. And you'll notice that what it has done for me is it's activated this viewport. And I know that it's activated by the border on the viewport is highlighted. And I have my UCS icon here. And also down here, it says model space. And now those dimensions are where they belong in model space. So this is an easy way for you to get those dimensions down into model space. It's really very, very important. So I'm going to undo that, I think. All right, so now my dimensions are back in paper space. And if I am going to, let's just say I need to move this floor plan over a little more to the right because I want to put some notes over here and there's not enough room. So I'll just go into my viewport here and I'm going to start panning and watch what happens. When I pan, the dimensions don't come with me. And that is the reason why it's so important for you to get these dimensions into model space. So let me go back. Let me undo that. And again, so all right, these dimensions are in model space, in paper space. I'm going to select them. And then I'll go over to my Home tab, to the Modify palette, and the second button, which is Change Space. I'll click on it, and now these are in model space. So now if I have to move my floor plan, the dimensions move with the plan.
Does that modify only work when it's toggling between model space and paper space, or does it work with other, like between layers and things like that?
No, it's designed to go from paper space to model space. So now, again, I do not, let me just make sure here. Click on my viewport. I do not have my viewport locked, right? And I am going to add some dimensions here. I'm going to add another string of dimensions here on the left side. So I know that I have to be on my dimension layer. And by the way, every single person put all of their dimensions on the right layer. And I was really pleased to see that. So kudos for that too. So, all right, I want to add some dimensions. I'm going to double click in my viewport. My viewport's highlighted. I've got my UCS icon, and down here it says model. So I know I'm in my viewport. So I'll start dimensioning. Let me go over to annotate and linear, and I'll start up here. I'll click on that dimension, and then I want to make sure that I catch that door jamb there. So let me just zoom in. Well, look what's happening. I'm changing the size of my drawing on my on my sheet of paper here. And look what it's done with the size of my dimension. These dimensions are the size of the dimension is correct, but look what's happened over here. Because when I add a dimension in white model space here, what AutoCAD is doing is it's setting the size of the text and the size of the tick marks according to what this dimension is down here. And if I zoom in close in order to be able to click on this door jamb right here to get my dimension in correctly, it has screwed up what the rest of my dimensions. So let me undo. So what I need to do, and this is why this is so critical, what I need to do is I need to click on my viewport, and then I have to come down here and I need to lock it. So now the viewport is locked, right? So now I can go into white model space. I double clicked within the viewport and my orange viewport is highlighted, and it does say model down here. So I know I'm in model space and my viewport is locked. So good. So now I'll go on linear dimensions here. I'll click on linear dimension. I'll select that first point. And now I need to select that door jamb. Now, when I zoom in, look, it's zooming in the whole sheet of paper, not the view within the viewport. So I'll click on that and everything comes out perfectly. So that is the reason why it is so critical for you to keep that viewport locked as when you're annotating. When I say annotating, that means adding dimensions and notes to your document.